Hey everyone, welcome back, or if you're just joining us, welcome to KSSP Podcast. I'm Spencer,
And I'm Katie.
and in this episode, we're just gonna be going over kind of what we went over in our like a brief overview of what we went over in the rest of our episodes on our Stars Life Cycle series. So we'll just kind of go over briefly the star's life cycle, which is so as we mentioned, the stellar nebula is a birthplace of stars. Stars can be either average or massive. Then they can turn into red giants or super red giants. Planetary nebulas are ejected from red giants later in their life. Stars can also go supernova later in life. Then the last stages of a star's life include white dwarfs, neutron stars, and black holes. And with that, we are just gonna watch a video here from NASA, and it is Life and Death of a Planetary System by NASA Solar System.
Is that the one we watched before?
And parts of it.
Okay. So I say
That was like the whole
the whole thing?
chapter, the whole series. Yeah.
Okay. That's pretty cool. Had some good visuals
Yeah.
and everything though. So okay, it started like the sun lives for 10 billion years. Yeah, I just think it's interesting. It's about halfway through its life cycle. It's 4.6 billion years old.
Yeah, that is. It's crazy to just think about, like.
That's so much time.
Yeah, and I don't even know if we can actually, like, grasp
Yeah,
that amount of time. Like, I mean, we can, like, sit here and be like, oh yeah, that's a lot of time, but I don't think we can actually, like,
we can't
grasp
comprehend.
it in turn. Yeah, it's hard to. I mean, you could always, like, I think in the series, what is that one show called where they, I think it's with Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Oh, like the cosmos?
Cosmos, yeah. He
Yeah.
kind of broke, like, they break it down into a calendar, but it's like a 12-year calendar.
Yeah.
But even with that, we're at like on December 31st, like at
Yeah.
our point in time. So it's still hard to actually like, yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, the way I kind of think of it, it's kind of like, I don't know, freaks me out a little bit because, like, it makes me think of like the ocean, how deep it is. And that freaks me out a lot. Like, that's just one of my biggest fears. But, like, and thinking about time that way, because it's just so, like, immeasurable. Like, I feel like the ocean's kind of the same.
Oh, okay.
Where, like, you don't really understand how deep the ocean is until you're in there. You know?
Yeah, or like how big it is just in general.
Yeah, and how big, like, whales
Like if you're
are,
in the
and, like,
middle
sharks
of the
and
ocean.
yeah.
Ugh.
But yeah, just like how deep it goes. Like, it's kind of like time is the same way for the universe. You
Yeah,
know?
I guess I've
Like,
never thought of it like that, but that makes sense.
yeah. I don't know. That's just how I'm trying to think of it so I can try to comprehend it. And like it's really old.
Yes.
But yeah, and the sun is a main sequence star and it generates energy through the nuclear fusion of hydrogen nuclei into helium. And okay, so what is fusion? It occurs when two atoms slam together to form a heavier atom, like when two hydrogen atoms fuse to form one helium atom. And this is the same process that powers the sun and creates huge amounts of energy. And this is several times greater than fission. And fission is the splitting of atoms, either by radioactive decay or by collisional impact. Certainly, radioactive decay occurs because the sun contains many radioactive isotopes, including thorium, uranium, and more. So we have one last video here, and it's just kind of to understand the size of these stars and the universe in general. So,
This universe size comparison 3D by Harry Evett.
yes, that's the one. If you want to, you can play it at like 1.5 speed
We can, um,
or like 2 speed, even if you want.
because there's no like talking. It's
Right.
just
It's just seeing the size, I think.
okay.
It would make it easier to look at this.
I'm gonna pause it quick. I didn't realize Mars was smaller than Earth. If I'm gonna be
Oh, yeah.
honest.
Yeah, no. Mars is smaller than Earth. It's a rocky planet. I think Earth is
Yeah, I
bigger.
guess because then I was in my head. I was like, how are we gonna, in theory, colonize Mars if it's so much smaller? But Earth is a lot of water, though. There's like
Yeah.
Mars would be a lot more land for us to have like space. I guess even if it is smaller, there's still more like land
Yeah.
comparatively. I would think. Or maybe it's the same size of the continents all put together on Earth. I don't know, I guess, but
Yeah. Well,
I
the
just didn't
moon would
realize
be
it
a
was
lot
smaller.
easier to go to than Mars, though,
Oh
because
yeah,
it's just so much closer.
yeah.
It takes less resources to get there, and like we know more about it.
We can
Although we did
colonize
have the
both.
rover. Yeah. I just think going straight to Mars is a bad idea.
Oh yeah. I mean,
Isn't
yeah.
that like Elon Musk's idea?
That I don't know. I don't know
I
what
know he's
his.
trying to go to Mars. Like,
Yeah,
I
I
know
think
he
that
said something about
I
that.
think that's a big thing of his, but I guess I don't know where that's at on his list of priorities right now. But
Yeah, I mean, he's got so many things he's involved in.
yeah.
But I mean, yeah.
Yeah. We'll keep seeing how much bigger it gets here.
Oh wow. Okay, pause it for a sec. Oh my god, it disappeared. Like, where even is Earth anymore, though? You know, it's so
Yeah, because you can't see it.
it's so small. Yeah,
Uh, keep going.
let's keep going.
Okay.
Wait, is that a black hole?
They must be.
Oh my god, they're so big.
Whoa.
Oh wow. I didn't realize. Oh my gosh. Oh,
What is this? Oh,
the universe.
okay.
Wow.
That was. I like it.
Yeah.
It's kind of a little just crazy to think about, but
It's so big.
it is. And we're so tiny. We're like ant. We're not even ants. We're smaller than ants in the grand scheme of
We're
the
like
universe.
little single cell organisms.
We are. We're like back like the bacteria in our guts. We're like that to the universe.
Pretty
It's
much.
very interesting to think about. And especially because stars aren't solid, you know?
Yeah.
So
It's
it's
just a
all
bunch
this,
of energy.
yeah.
It's like,
But obviously, if you were to go try swimming in that energy, I don't
I
think
mean,
you'd
you
do.
probably get burned alive.
Yeah.
You know?
And then just knowing, like how we learned in black holes, that there's just black holes roaming around, like,
Right.
cool. Space. It's very interesting.
Yeah.
And how
Like, I
we're.
always,
Hmm?
sometimes I freak out a little bit because, like, what if a black hole just decided to come this way, you know? Like, we couldn't do anything about it.
Yeah. It'd
It
just
just
be.
happened.
Yeah. And yeah, it's just luck, I guess. We're just very lucky
Yeah.
that the star
We're
formation of our planet happened the way it did and that black holes don't roam
Yeah,
near
we're in a
us, you
very lucky
know?
spot.
We're very lucky. I mean, not that this is the only spot, obviously, but just the fact that we are here, I guess, is
Right.
pretty lucky.
Yeah.
But yeah, it'll be interesting to see if we try to call it. Because even if we call it, like, even, so let's say we do solve a quote unquote solve aging. I mean, aging itself isn't a problem, but I guess some people want to live forever, you know. So we fix that issue of death from aging. Obviously, we'd still have other causes of death, as
But
is the way of life.
if we did
But
that, we'd have too many people, because people would still like, have babies and stuff, and then
true. But let's not
and
factor
then they
that
would
in.
die.
We're not
And
going to worry about that.
this
We're going
is
to
an
pretend that doesn't
overpopulation now.
exist.
We'll just,
We're going to
yeah,
we can bring that equation into the like that is important, but that isn't
but
the
yeah.
point I was going towards, but we can talk
Oh,
about
okay.
that. But what I was thinking is even if we do solve that and we solve the problem of overpopulation, we'll assume we solve that problem
Okay.
too to make my point easier.
Yeah.
And then let's say we colonized the moon and we colonized Mars. The Earth, like we still have to get out of this solar system to survive when it turns into a red giant, you know? Like I don't think going to Mars is going to be enough even if we figure that out.
Yeah.
But and I think they are looking for exoplanets too though, but
Yeah.
it's just interesting.
I think they have found Earth-like planets like really far away.
So then it's the engineering of how to get there.
Yeah.
And like stasis, or I guess if we cure aging, like death from aging, then people could stay not in a cryostasis state the whole trip. Well, but then it'd probably still be more efficient to put them in cryostasis for food wise though, so that they don't have to pack that much food unless we solve the problem of eating to where people don't even need to eat anymore, you know. Well, I guess that could just be pills, like little pills
Right.
that are your meal like for a week
Yeah.
or something. But
Yeah.
I think space will still win eventually. We can't solve space, you know.
Yeah. They have found Earth-like planets, so
Have they?
I looked it up. Yes.
Does it say how far they are?
This one I found is 100 light years away. So like that'd be like a generation or two. That'd be a couple generations.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah.
If they
But it's also with how you mentioned we don't see it as it is now. We only see it how it was in the past.
That's true too. But
So
like
by the time we get
maybe
there, who knows?
they have like other intelligent life on there at that point.
Yeah, and it might not even be habitable when we get there.
Yeah, they might have ruined it already.
Or even just if the calculations were mismatched and the star
Oh yeah.
expanded or something, you know. And then
That's
they
true too.
get there and it's like, well, shoot, now what? You know. Hopefully they account for those potential outcomes before they were to
Yeah, I would certainly
make
hope so.
yeah. Because that would be a concern. Because also, even like the moon, we don't even see the moon as isn't the moon even. I guess I don't know how far of a distance.
Well, I mean the moon's pretty close. But
So maybe we see it like a day, like not a day, but like an hour behind what it is actually.
the
Or maybe we see it in real time. I guess I don't know how far the distance has to be before it starts to distort. Like how long. Because I don't know how far the moon is from Earth, I guess.
so the moon is 238,900 miles from the Earth. Exactly. Or at least that's what Google says.
And how many miles can we see in a day? How far can we see in a day before it starts to become the day previous is light, if that makes sense?
How many miles can the human eye see?
Well, more so with like our telescopes.
Okay.
Because like, you know how when you look at these universes, you're seeing the past? What is
Okay,
the...
so the time for light to reach us from the moon is 1 1/3 second.
Oh, okay. So it is a second
Pretty
behind.
close, yeah. And
Interesting.
then the sun is 8 minutes.
So it'll be, if the sun explodes just randomly, we won't see it for 8 minutes.
basically.
Interesting.
Although it'd be expanding as well.
Unless it was just like a freak explosion.
Of just light.
Oh, like you mean it would be slowly like coming towards us, reaching out
Right.
towards us, but we
Yeah.
wouldn't see
I
it.
guess
So when
we
we,
would see it. It would still take time before it reached us, but like I would think we would start to see it before it happened. Eventually. Just not right as it happened, maybe.
I guess it would depend on how fast it was traveling and how far we
Yeah,
are from the sun, and then time.
that's true.
You'd have to factor. It'd be like an equation.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's how science goes.
Yeah. Oh, and space is just so pretty too. Like,
Yeah.
I guess it's mainly pretty because of our eyeballs, all
Yeah.
the
Because we
cones
can
and
really see
rods we
light.
have to see the light. Yeah.
Because it's a particle and a wave, I think.
Light,
Yeah, isn't it a particle and a wave?
maybe.
Or how is that?
I think it can act as a particle or a wave, depending on if it's being observed. I thought that's what it was. Maybe. I don't know. I don't remember.
Yeah, because the particle is a photon. That's right. And the flow of photons is a wave. I see. Okay.
So it like travels in a wave, but when it reaches us, it's a.
It's a particle, I think.
And I mean, that makes sense. Kind
And
of,
a
I would
wave,
think.
though. It's a wave of particles, is what it sounds like.
Oh, yeah. I
Like a
guess that
wave of
makes
photons.
sense. Yeah. I guess that makes sense too.
Yeah, that's interesting. Because the wave has different, I think, frequencies. Is that what they're called? It's been a while since I've taken physics.
Like the different light colors. Is that what you're talking about? Or
Yeah, like, and
like
not even
red,
just the
orange?
colors, but also like radio. What's it called? Like electromagnetic, or wait, what am I thinking of? I gotta put this.
I'm not sure. Like what are you trying to, are you talking about light? Just light?
Yeah, I'm
Or
just talking about light in general. Like all light would be like that, and they all have different frequencies. Yeah, and then wavelengths.
yeah, I like you can view light in different wavelengths. So they all have those wavelengths, I guess, yeah. Like you can view stars light in infrared or ultraviolet or R. Is that what you're talking
I
about?
mean, yeah, but you can't view all light though. You can really only view color light.
Well, us, but telescopes can.
Oh, telescopes. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
I thought
not
you were talking
us.
about people. Oh, sorry.
No, no. I don't. That'd be information overload, I feel like, if we could see.
That would be a lot.
Unless we could, like, blink our eyes and then it would switch
Unless it was,
to.
yeah, or maybe we didn't like necessarily see it in the same way as we see color. Then you'd be able to tell it apart.
Yeah.
And like maybe you could just choose, that would be cool.
I think
Just
it'd have to have some
like
sort of filter system, though. Because otherwise,
yeah,
it would just be too much information
right. You
to,
wouldn't see it
like.
all at once. I don't think.
Okay. Because then
At
we
least
couldn't
thinking.
function in reality. Like, in our 3D reality, it'd be too much, like,
Yeah,
coming at us, and we'd
because
see
we're
too
used
much.
to 3 dimensions, and we're just used to seeing things the way we see them.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, yeah.
And like that's just what we Yeah, it's just the way we're programmed.
Yeah, it's just the way we evolved. Because we didn't, we didn't need to see X-rays, to function in this planetary world.
Yeah.
Because it wouldn't. I mean, back then when we were evolving, it wouldn't have served any purpose. I mean, maybe today you could argue that a doctor would be nice to have X-ray vision, because then they could just, instead of sending you to get X-rays, they could be like, okay, let me blink my eyes here, and I'm gonna take a look at your arm. So there is potential useful benefit. I mean, although then doctors
Like,
would
are
have
you saying
X-ray
if we
vision.
created technology for that?
No, if we had evolved.
Oh, if we evolved to that, okay.
Yeah, like if in the past, per evolution, if developing sensors that could detect X-ray would have been useful, then I think we would have evolved with those. Like, I just think
Yeah.
as we were
Maybe
evolving,
we'll,
it wasn't useful. Like, it didn't serve a purpose for our species to adapt and set like a organ that could detect that. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, it just wasn't necessary for survival.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. But it could. But yeah, we could develop technology
Yeah.
that could potentially add like a functionality of
Like
that, of
glasses
seeing.
or something that would like
Yeah.
convert each, different type of light into like some kind of color or something. Or not like a color,
Yeah.
but like, like it
Kind of
would
like a color.
like kind of like how when you walk into a room and it looks like you have UV light, but it's like purple.
Oh, yeah. Or
Like,
like even when you're looking at like the images of space from like the X-ray
yeah,
telescopes or the ultraviolet telescopes, like you still see color. It's just different. But I guess, I don't know, like a microwave telescope. What does a star
yeah.
look like? Microwaves. I don't even know if it would look like anything, It would just be, I don't know.
Yeah, it'd be interesting.
So what other waves are there? Microwaves and gamma?
There's
Is gamma
infrared.
infrared?
I think gamma, yeah. I just had it pulled up. Let me pull it back up.
And X rays.
So yeah, there's gamma, X-ray, ultraviolet, visible, infrared, microwave, and radio.
Oh yeah, radio wave too.
Yes.
I feel like that would have been on our ears,
Yeah.
right? You think?
Well, I think I would imagine, and this is just a guess, but like they probably when they invented the radio, I would imagine that they just chose to send the sound waves through radio waves because they're the biggest wavelength and the lowest frequency. Although, like, I mean, it can change frequency and wavelength, but
Yeah. I guess that I don't know.
that would be my guess, though. But I don't know.
I'm not very versed on those waves, but we can go over them sometime. We
Yeah,
should.
sure.
Waves.
We can talk about light one day. That would be a really cool topic.
Yeah.
Because like, there's a speed of light too. Like, why is the speed of light the fastest speed in the universe that we can go? Like, why is that the limit?
Are you that's a question you're posing for that episode?
Right, for that episode.
Okay. So I was like, I don't know.
I was just asking into the abyss. I didn't expect you to have an answer.
Because I said so.
Yes.
Because that's what your parents told you, so you have to believe it.
Yes. Exactly. The sun isn't real. It's made up by the Illuminati.
Pretty much. Just like everything, like all of reality is.
Yes.
Like carbon, what is that? Nothing.
Doesn't exist.
Nope. Why would you think it does?
Exactly.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you have anything else to add before we
No.
close off this series episode for the day?
Yes. We're good.
Well, if you guys have any topic ideas that you would like us to discuss in future episodes, just leave a comment below letting us know.
You can find us on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. We occasionally do Twitch live streams.
And don't forget to like, follow, or subscribe and turn on notifications so that you know when we do. Otherwise, we will see everyone next time.